All right, so today we're going to be going over DNA, genes, and chromosomes. So DNA is a microscopic material that exists in all living organisms, and it carries genetic information pertaining to that specific organism. Uh, it carries a double helix design throughout. As such, and like I said, it carries the genetic information pertaining to that specific organism, such as the DNA of each individual human is different, even twins, but also animals and fruits, even vegetables. Uh, Moving on to genes. Genes, genes consist. They are made out of like millions of DNA strands. So just imagine, use your imagination for a sec, that these are all small little genes that are made out of these DNA strands. This constantly replicating like double helix, right? And then they carry the genetic information that passes down from parent to child. And then it is expressed in genotypes and phenotypes in whatever the child may inherit from the parent. So, and then moving on, finally, there are chromosomes. Now, all of these things, like DNA, genes, and chromosomes, which I'll draw a chromosome right here, all these things are found in the nucleus of the cell. So imagine that this is a cell and this is the nucleus right here. So within a cell there's 23 pairs of chromosomes. So in total, a human cell has 46 chromosomes in it, each and every single one. And a chromosome right here. Chromosome is made out of millions, billions of these tiny little genes, and these genes are made out of these DNA double helix strands. So it all connects. So DNA it carries all this genetic information. Genes are made out of these DNA strands, and then chromosomes are made out of these genes, and they all reside in the cell nucleus. And in that cell nucleus, there are 23 pairs of chromosomes. And 22 of those pairs are identical, but one of them is the sex chromosome. And they could either be XX for females or XY for males. And that's the only thing that separates it from most human beings. Now, obviously, there are disorders such as Down syndrome, which is the addition or subtraction of a chromosome, which can result in genetic or birth defects. Today we're going to be going over mitosis and meiosis. Now, these are two acts of cellular reproduction. And basically that's where the similarities end, because from here on out, we're going to be going over their primary differences. So at the end of the cytokinesis in mitosis, two daughter cells are created, two diploid cells at the end of cytokinesis, but we'll go back to that. But at the end of meiosis, which is primarily for sexual reproduction, four daughter cells are created. So they both have four phases of this division and reproduction. So they both have prophase. Then they so in prophase, that's just where all the cells like clump up towards where all the chromosomes in the cell like clump up towards the middle. Then moving on to metaphase. In metaphase, the chromosomes in the cell all begin to line up towards the middle because they're about to be quite literally split in half. Moving on to the next phase, anaphase. The chromosomes in the cells get halved like this, and they start ripping apart physically. And this results, anaphase right here. This results in the last phase, telophase, where a new cell begins to form from these half chromosomes. And the end result is cytokinesis, the forming of two new cells, which is what I drew up here. Now, meiosis does this twice. It basically goes through these stages twice. It creates prophase 1 and 2, metaphase 1 and 2, anaphase 1 and 2, telophase 1 and 2, and then it has cytokinesis twice, which naturally would result in 4 daughter cells. These are haploid daughter cells. In mitosis, the amount of chromosomes in the initial daughter cells, it remains the same. But in meiosis, because it's primarily for sexual reproduction, the chromosomes in all these cells, they half, because obviously you need half genetics from the mother and father cells. So like I said at the beginning, this is primarily for sexual reproduction, while mitosis is for cellular division. Think like blood cells, any cells that you can think of. While this obviously needs to be doubled because of the forming of 2 new genetic identities.